All right, you guys ready? Yes. Okay, so today we're gonna go ahead and continue to solve for quadratic equations. Now we're gonna go ahead and have imaginary solutions. We went over the notions of complex numbers. We have a real number and we have a beautiful imaginary number. Now, I told you guys where the imaginary number comes from. Do you guys remember where it comes from? What is it, guys? The square root of -1. So we're going to go ahead and make that square root of -1 into our beautiful I. Now, we're going to go ahead and apply this notion or this idea onto our beautiful quadratics. So here's our first example. X squared minus 5x plus 10 equals 0. Now, we can use any method that we want. In the warm-up, we use the quadratic formula to help us solve for this quadratic equation. We can use either completing the square method or, let's see, factoring wouldn't work. It would only be either quadratic formula or completing the square. Now, since we already started with using the quadratic formula, I'm going to go ahead and continue using that same pattern so we can go ahead and see what's happening. Now, if you guys recall, our quadratic formula is x equals -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over beautiful 2a. All right, so let's go ahead and identify our parts. What is my beautiful a, Joel? My a is 1. My b, let's see, who haven't called yet? Fanny. -5. And my beautiful C, Ricardo? Beautiful 10. All right. Now that I have my parts, I'm going to go ahead and use that formula to help me solve for it. So I have x equals -b. I have negative inside parentheses plus minus my b squared 4 times a times c all over 2a. So my a is 1, b is -5, 10 is c is 10. So we have -5. Here goes a. A is 1 and b, c is 10. And lastly, 2 over 2a. So we have 2 times 1. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and simplify. Negative and negative give me a positive 5 plus or minus the square root of -5 squared is 25. And we have -4 times 1. -4 times 10. -40 over 2 times 1, which is 2. All right, let me go ahead and bring everything up here since I don't have any more space down here. So I have 5 plus or minus. Let's go ahead and simplify this radical. What's the simplification? 25 minus 40. -15 over 2. What do you guys notice here? We have a negative inside of our beautiful radical, inside of our beautiful square root. Now, whenever we do that, we have to make it into an imaginary number. We have to transfer that number. So let's imagine that I have square root of -15. I know that this is square root of 15 times the square root of -1. We had said that square root of -1 is automatically I. And square root of 15, can we simplify this any further? No, there's no perfect square that goes into it, so we're leaving it as that. So the way that we write this is I square roots of 15. So my next step, I'm going to write it as follows. 5 plus or minus I square root of 15 over beautiful 2. And we leave it as it is. You don't need to find the decimal value of it or anything else. Just leave it as it is. And if at any moment these two values and the coefficient of our beautiful second term can simplify, then we'll simplify. But right now, we're going to go ahead and leave it as it is. All right, ready for the next one. We have 5 plus or minus I square root of 15 over 2. All right. Not too bad, huh? Okay, the next one I'm going to go ahead and let you guys try it on your own. Let's see if you guys can rewrite your beautiful imaginary part. Ahora sí. Number 2, go ahead and try this one. X squared plus 6x plus 13 equals 0. Let's see what you guys got. Okay, so now that I have this, guys, my formula, x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over, beautiful, to a. So how do I write my beautiful values or my substitutions here? Divine, help me out. X equals negative 6 6 squared times 1 times 13 all over 2 times beautiful 1. All right, how do I simplify? Test. Help me simplify. $36 minus 50 minus 52 over beautiful 2. All right, how do I continue to simplify here? Let's see, Jose. And 52, so we have negative 6 plus or minus square root of beautiful 16, 36 minus 52. So it's going to be negative 16 all over 2. All right, let me go ahead and bring everything over here. What do I do next? Caleb.
Oh,
So-
no, I'm sorry. First, you break up negative 16. So you have an imaginary.
So we're going to have an imaginary number. How do I rewrite square root of negative 16?
You write it as square root of 16 times square root of negative 1, which is I.
So this is square root of 16 times square root of negative 1. It's going to turn to square root of 16 times I. And this is going to be now what?
I square root of 16.
What's square root of 16?
4.
So it'll be written as
4I.
4i. There you go. All right. So this one is plus or minus 4i over beautiful 2. All right, last step. Notice here that 6 is divisible by 2. 4 is divisible by 2. So we can go ahead and simplify both parts, my real number and my imaginary number. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and 4i divided by 2 is beautiful 2i. So my solution should be negative 3 plus or minus 2i. Not too bad. Raise your hand if you got that. Yay. Or somewhere there. Close. Okay. All right. Ready for one more, guys? One more. Does everybody have that? Sorry. I took it off the screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Last one, guys. Negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 6 equals 15. All right. We got this. We got this. Okay, everybody has this one down? All right. Now, for this one, the same rules apply whenever we had quadratic equations. What has to happen to my beautiful equation in order for me to start solving it? I need to make sure that my beautiful right side is equal to 0. So I need to subtract that 15. So let's go ahead and remove it from this side and move it on this side. So this one goes to 0. That's what we want. We're left with 2x, negative 2x squared plus 4x, 6 minus 15, negative 9. All right. Now can we identify my A, my B, and my C? Yes. Sean, what's my A, my B, and my C? -2. 4 and C, -9. Woo-hoo. All right, let's plug everything into our beautiful equation. Let me know if I'm going too fast, guys. All right, Mia, happy on. How do I plug everything in? X equals? So your equation is x equals b, -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So what's the first value that goes first? 4, so -4 plus or minus 4 squared
minus
4 times
-2
-2
times
9 all over -2. All right, let's go ahead and simplify. Who hasn't been selected yet? Lily, what do I do next? So we have -4 plus or minus square root of minus beautiful 72. This is -9. There you go. -9. There you go. All over -4. All right. Let's go ahead and continue. Daisy, you ready? All right, what do I have?
-4
-4
add
plus or minus
plus or minus
-56 -4. All right. One last step. We have a beautiful negative instead of a radical. How do we simplify that part? Kenya, help me out. So I'm going to go ahead and separate my beautiful square root. So I have square root of 56 times the square root of -1. What is square root of 56? How do I rewrite that one? What's a perfect square that goes into 56 and it's the biggest one? 2 square roots of 14, so 4 times 14. 4 times square root of 14 times square root of -1. This becomes a 2. Square root of 14 becomes square root of 14. And this becomes I, so we write it as 2i square roots of 14. All right, so what do I write here? -4 plus or minus 2i square roots of 14 over -4. Now, can this be simplified? Yes, so let's go ahead and simplify it. What is it? -4 times divided by -4? 1 plus or minus -4 divided by, let's see, 2 divided by -4? -1/2. So this would be basically I square root of 14 over beautiful, not 2. There you go, 2. And there you go. All right. How do you guys feel about these? Good. All right. That's why we practice on the simplifying radicals on Friday, so we can be able to easily simplify. Now using the square root of this, our beautiful quadratic formula. Okay, let me go ahead and give you guys your beautiful worksheet.